Hello. Now we're explaining how is inflation measured. How is inflation measured? There are three values that economists use to measure inflation. Consumer Price Index, Producer Price Index, and inflation rate. Those are the three measures that economists use to evaluate inflation. When we say index, we mean we give a certain value as 100%, or what we call a base year value. Inflation rate is the change, percentage change in anything. So percentage change, inflation rate, percentage change in prices over a certain period of time, over a certain period of time. How do I find the percentage change? Delta P over P original. Where do I get these P's? I get them from the Consumer Price Index or producer, which means inflation rate is going to be Consumer Price Index in the year N minus Consumer Price Index in the year N minus 1 over Consumer Price Index in the year, the original, the N minus 1. So this is going to be the inflation rate. Or the same happens with Producer Price Index. What is Consumer Price Index and what is Producer Price Index? This is what we're going to explain now. We're done with the inflation rate, so I will grab it and start to explain the steps of how they calculate the Consumer Price Index. The Consumer Price Index is, there is a market basket of the most 400 products purchased by people. Products means goods and services. It doesn't mean only goods and services. Just like entertainment, education, healthcare, transportation. These are services, communication, goods, food, medicine, clothes, everything. These products together are put into the basket. They calculate a weighted average. What do we mean by weighted average? We account for the weights. How much of our budget do we spend on food? How much of our budget do we spend on entertainment? And they come up with a total value, assuming it is 2,000 pounds. They consider the 2,000 pounds as the 100%. So the Consumer Price Index in the base year, which is 100, is equivalent to 2,000 Egyptian pounds. What happens when the next year, the year after, they calculate the prices of these and they find that they have become 2,200 pounds. So they write here 2,200 and by cross multiplication, it's going to be 110. The 110 consumer price index in this year means that the inflation rate, which we calculated before, is the difference 10 over 100, which is 10%. The same happens with producer's price index. The only difference is the prices here of what consumers pay for their products, what consumers pay for the products. But in case of producers, what they receive for their products. So what is the difference? The difference is the retailer's profit and the sales tax. If there is a huge difference between the producer price index and the consumer, it does not mean that the cost of production has risen or that the prices at the wholesaler increased, but rather the sales tax increased or the retailers are exploiting the consumers and raising their prices. This is how inflation is measured. Thank you.